Ruslan.
In the days of playing heresy hunter and calling out every celebrity and influential Christian about who is or isn't a false teacher or apostate, there's this new latest news of Kirk Franklin dropping a record with Lil Baby over a Just Blaze beat. It's called We Win. It is from the Space Jam 2 soundtrack, The New Legacy. And I listened to it today. I listened to it a couple times today, and I wasn't really sure what to expect because I'm like, Lil Baby, I've heard maybe a few of his songs. Wasn't the biggest fan, if I'm all the way honest with you. I'm obviously a huge fan of Kirk, a huge fan of Fred Hammond, a huge fan of gospel music. It's always the same conversation. It's always the same conversation. Every couple years, a Christian collaborates with a non-Christian, and a segment of the population loses their mind. A segment of Christians just completely lose it. A couple years ago, it was Lecrae and Ty Dolla $ign. There's somebody doing a song with someone that they shouldn't do a song with, and people get really weird about it. I have an interesting verse that came to me when I was thinking about this idea. Now, let's just talk about the song in general, okay? The song in general, the song kind of slaps. I'm gonna keep it a bug with you. The song goes, okay? I've heard maybe 2 Lil Baby verses my entire life. My entire life. I've heard 2, maybe 2. And I'm a huge fan of Just Blaze, huge fan of Kirk Franklin. And I was quite impressed with Lil Baby holding down this record. The auto-tune and all. Shout out to his engineers, because you know whoever the engineers were, they definitely ran that mug through Melodyne. They definitely ran that mug through Melodyne first and then put the auto-tune on it. The record was clean. Like, the hook was clean. It was a dope record. Now, is it gonna top I Believe I Can Fly? I don't think so. I don't think it's on that level. But it's a great record, arguably one of my favorite records this year, and I'm gonna keep it a buck. It hurts me saying this about a song Lil Baby's on, okay? Only because Lil Baby didn't really want to rap. He was just kind of around Amigos, and then just kind of was a street guy, and then hey, opportunity, just started rapping, and now he's making fire music. That just goes to show that consistency, time, grind, compounded can make just about anybody a fire artist, okay? So my philosophy with music, by the way, I don't sit around listening to a ton of Christian rap or secular rap. I primarily listen to gospel music, and I'm listening to a lot of podcasts, okay? So when it comes to this song, We Win with Lil Baby and Kirk Franklin, I don't like the drawing hard lines around secular music or Christian music or what is secular or what is Christian. My gauge is that I'm not going to call evil good and call good evil. Okay? That's how I consume media. That's how I consume art. And if I am, I'm going to pick through it. So I don't ride around listening to stuff that glorifies evil or glorifies sin. I just don't do that, okay? I'm also a dad. I'm 36. My son's in the car with me. That's the energy I'm on. Some of you guys, you listen to whatever you want, and you know what? You need to you take that up with the soundtracks that are going on in your life, and you take that up with Jesus. I don't like to draw hard lines on these things because not all secular music is evil, and not all Christian music is good. I really want you guys to just be open to what this passage is saying. This is Matthew 7, verse 7, one of my favorite verses in the entire Bible. And Jesus makes this very interesting statement that I think we forget. Matthew 7:7, it says, "Ask and it will be given, seek and you will find, knock and the door will be open to you. For everyone who seeks receives, for everyone who asks receives, the one who seeks finds, and the one who knocks, the door will be opened." And this is the verse that I don't think we think about enough here, okay? Verse 9, "Which of you, if your son asks for bread, will give him a stone? Or if he asks for a fish, will give him a snake? If you, then, though you are evil, know how to give good gifts to your children, how much more will your Father in heaven give good gifts to those who ask him? So in everything, do to others what you would have them do to you, For this sums up the law and the prophets. There's a lot in here. And I could pick this passage apart every which way. There's so much meat in here that I think we gloss over, okay? The beginning of this, which is just asking God for good things, asking God for more of his spirit, asking God for more of his goodness, right? But he pivots and he says, which of you, if your son asks for bread, we'll give him a stone. Or if he asks for a fish, we'll give him a snake. Okay. So he's talking to the crowd here, and this is a mixed batch. There's folks here that are Jesus' disciples. There's folks here that follow Jesus. There's folks here in the 12. There's folks here in the 72. And then there's just a multitude of folks that just kind of came to hear Jesus because he's a charismatic speaker. There's a diverse group of people here. But this verse right here is so telling about the state of humanity. If you, then, though you are evil, know how to give good gifts to your children, how much more will your Father in heaven give good gifts to those who ask him? Jesus makes the statement about humanity. These are people that came to listen to Jesus. And Jesus says, yeah, you guys, you who are evil, if you can give good gifts, what do you think your Father wants to do for you? So, first of all, Jesus says, you who are evil. This is about people that came to hear him speak, okay? Not everyone here is a disciple. This is him speaking to a large group of people. And he states that the state of humanity, the state of people is evil. Evil in what sense? Evil in the sense that when we compare who we are to God, when we compare who we are to the goodness and the glory and the amazing holiness of God, when we look at our hearts, when we look at our motives, when we look at the ways we sin and break the commands of God, when we look at areas where we should do something and we don't do it, a sin of omission, right? When we fall short of something that God would have us do. The state of humanity isn't always talked about in the most like, you're a unique butterfly, one of a kind. What a snowflake you are. You get a 7th place participation award, right? It's like, it's usually very grim in the scriptures. So Jesus is saying, you who are evil, and even though we're created in the image of God and we have this goodness inside of us in the sense that we have the imago Dei, we are image bearers of God, it still says that we're evil. So it's just this juxtaposition of you who are evil can still do good gifts. You can still give good gifts to your children. You who are evil can still do good. Are you tracking along here? Are you tracking along here? Evil people who don't know God, evil people who aren't walking with Jesus, evil people who we may not think are close to God or have it all figured out or definitely aren't, you know, living their life in a way where they've surrendered their life and made Jesus their Lord. Evil people can still do good. Think about that for a second. Evil people can still give good gifts to their children, according to Jesus. That's literally what the verse is about. Evil people can still contribute to society in ways that benefit people. Evil people can still be a part of institutions and systems for better. Evil people can, I don't know, be doctors and lawyers and scientists and who knows what, right? That yes, the state of people is jacked up and we're messy and we have issues for sure. However, God uses crooked sticks to make straight paths all the time. So to me, this issue of Kirk Franklin doing a song with Lil Baby, and Lil Baby, he's a secular rapper, he talks about bad stuff in his songs, and he's so bad, how could he do a song? And Kirk Franklin, how you do a song, Kirk, you Christian, man, Kirk, you made stuff. How you gonna do a song with Lil Baby? He is affiliated with the Migos, and those guys, those bad guys, they talk about debauchery, and people who don't walk with Jesus can still do good things. Let's stop deducing everybody to their entire reputation and everything that they've contributed all the time. Talk about cancel culture, right? A lot of people say that the world learned cancel culture from the church, right? Oh, Kirk, he did this song with Lil Baby. We got to cancel Kirk. No. Why? Because evil people can do good. Is this song good? Yes. Does this song celebrate debauchery and evil? No. Is this song honoring and reflecting the value system that's congruent with following Jesus? Yes. Evil people can do good things. I know, right? So as much as we want to just draw hard lines and say, oh, baby, amigos, secular music, rap, devil. I mean, Jesus' language is very fascinating here. And so let me flip it on you now. If rappers that aren't walking with Jesus can make a song about God that's good, what can God do with your life? What can God do with your voice? What can God do with your art? What can God do with your platform? What can God do with your influence? You know, they say the most introverted, quiet person that keeps to themselves will still impact over 10,000 people. 10,000 people in their lifetime. So if God can use or allow or what have you, someone that isn't walking with him to do something good that blesses people, that encourages people, that uplifts people, what can he do with you, follower of Jesus? What can he do with you, disciple of Jesus? What can he do with your life? What can he do with your marriage? What could he do with your audience? What could he do with your business? What could he do with your job? So instead of just, oh, little baby evil, what if we flipped it and said, okay, man, that's cool. Kirk did a song slaps, dope songs, not glorifying anything evil, is a positive song. Little baby's very self-reflective, talking about he needs God in the song and he's been selfish and okay. Man, what can God do with me? Maybe you're not going to be a multi-platinum Billboard charting Grammy winning rapper. Okay, fine. Are you open to God using you? Because again, let's go back here. Asking it will be given, seeking you will find, knocking the door will be open. For everyone who asks receives, the one who seeks finds, and the one who knocks the door will be open. Which of you, if your son asks for bread, will give him a stone? Or if he asks for a fish, will give him a snake? If you then, though you are evil, know how to give good gifts to your children, this is called common grace. This means that folks that aren't walking with God can still experience a degree of common grace over their lives, right? How much more will your Father in heaven give good gifts to those who ask him? So, in everything, do to others what you would have them do to you, for this sums up the law and the prophets. So then he flips it on them. Ask God for good things, but what? Do unto others as you'd have them do unto you. This is the meat of this entire conversation, is do unto others the way you would have them do unto you. Why? Because this sums up the laws and the prophets. It's so simple, isn't it? It's such a simple approach to following Jesus. We don't got to create all these additional rules and barriers and hoops and loops to jump through. Hey, are you tapped in and are you connected and are you surrendered to Jesus? What other people are doing is whatever. Can they contribute something good? Sure. So there's lots of people who don't know God, who aren't walking with Jesus, that contribute good to the world. Oh, I don't know, Steve Jobs created the iPhone. Pretty good if you ask me. The Bible app has, goodness gracious, how many people have discovered the Bible through the iPhone, through the Bible YouVersion app, through YouTube? A lot of y'all are watching this on an iPhone. Steve Jobs discovered that. If you know anything about Steve Jobs, wasn't the nicest guy. Wasn't a great leader. Okay? So, hopefully this is clicking. Hopefully this is encouraging you to desire God to use you, to desire God to help you walk into what your purposes are, walk into how you can glorify God with your life. Let me know what y'all think.
King's Dream Entertainment. Ruslan.